Couple of business stories coming up. New Zealand banks being urged to follow the lead of their Australian counterparts, Nona, and scrap ATM fees, and also SaveMart has called those redundancies off. But before all of that, Nona and I were talking in high volume terms about the Fonterra results.
Yes, indeed.
And Teo Spearing's $160,000 a week package.
Well, you know. No,
let's just move. Should we just move?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, John Wilson, who's the chair, he brought it up. You know, he volunteered a 4-minute explanation of why Teo Spearings was entitled to that very large pay packet of somewhat 8.3 million. Yeah, and the year before he made about 4.6. So I think there had been a bit of a dip there because he didn't perform as well last year.
Right.
You know, didn't predict the Farmgate milk price well enough, I suppose.
Right. So tell us about the numbers. Tell us about Fonterra numbers. What have we learnt today? Well,
their profit fell 11%. to $745 million. Their revenue was up to $19 billion. It's a lot of money that they made in sales. So what they've been doing, their profit is down because the Farmgate milk price is up. So they pay more for ingredients, and then that cuts their profit margin. What they've been doing is trying to counter that by improving the kinds of products they sell, the higher value products like extra stretchy cheese and high value sport supplements, that kind of stuff. And that's doing very well for them. The sweet spot for Fonterra is somewhere between $5 and $7 for the Farmgate milk price.
Yep.
We're looking at a forecast that's going to take them above that, probably at the top end of that $6.52 plus. No, sorry, $6.52 was last year, and the new season that's coming up, $6.75 plus a payout of 45 to 55 cents a share for the farmers who are shareholders on Fonterra. So this is difficult for Fonterra because it's hard for them to turn a profit when, I mean, it's not that they don't make a profit, it's just that the same amount of profit. Yeah. It's hard to get growth. Where in the years when the farmers are doing poorly, Fonterra's profit goes through the roof because, of course, the ingredients cost a cost.
And the farmers are shareholders, right?
Yeah,
so that is a slight silver lining.
It is. It sort of cushions the farmers from the bad times, but nevertheless, I mean, we all know they went through 2 terrible years. There's no going back on that. So the fact that farmers are getting more money, I mean, we got to say rejoice in that. You know, it's good for farmers. It's good for the economy. It's less good for Fonterra, but they still made $745 million. It's still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. And but of course, you know, those higher cost ingredients have been flowing through to butter prices. Yeah, you did a story about butter recently, didn't you?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and you know what? Teo was saying that there's even shortages now, and they're having a hard time sourcing supply from anywhere in the world. So, you know, until we get a pickup in spring production, you're going to
keep paying a lot of money for butter.
Someone suggested we should be buying it, hoarding butter, putting it in the freezer. I'm not doing that myself, but you never know. If you were a baker, you might want to think about that.
Thank you, Nona. I can see lots of papers here, but that's it. We've covered Fonterra, haven't we? That's it.
There's the other things that are happening in the world, John. There's a lot of other stuff going on.
So tell us about the markets.
Okay, so we have had some impact here from the uncertainty over the outcome of the election. Not that that's a surprise with proportional representation, but nevertheless, the dollar opened up a little bit this morning at 73.74 U.S. cents, but it fell pretty quickly after that. It's down a cent from where it started the day, 72.6 U.S. cents. Now, that's not just because of uncertainty in our local election, but also, as we heard earlier, the German election. That has had an impact on the euro because there's some issues there with the ultra-right party disliking the euro, and that sort of sent the euro a little lower, not just because of that, but because of some of the other statements that the European Central Bank has made recently. That drove up the value of the U.S. dollar. That also had an impact on the local currency. So it's more complicated than we think. It's not all the election. So what were we against the Australian? We fell 91.2 Australian, 53.7 pence. Now, but on the bright side, our top 50 index, it rose 0.7%. That's a gain of 55 points to 7,870, which is just 20 off the record high.
Nona Peltier, thank you very much indeed.